Good morning, football lovers. Good morning, football lovers. Good morning to all of y'all. Good morning to all you sports lovers from around the world. I hope you guys are well. I hope you guys are looking well after yourselves. And I hope you guys are safe. And I hope your loved ones are also safe. I'm Pube Simpati Mhlaba. Welcome once again to Football is a Religion. Right. So after an epic run of Premier League action in midweek, you understand, we've had epic games in Premier League football this week. On Tuesday, Wednesday, as well as Thursday. Epic Premier League action that we saw. Let's go straight to the Molineux. Wolverhampton Wanderers taking on Burnley. So, Burnley obviously coming into this one, they were obviously on a high after that 5-0 thumping of Sheffield United at home. So they were obviously on a high. Confidence was booming with the Vincent Kompany side, right? And then we know for a fact that obviously they just wanted to continue with that momentum so that they can find themselves out of the relegation zone, right? Because even with that 5-0 win over Sheffield United, it still didn't really make much of a difference in terms of like their position on the table because they're still in the relegation zone. But actually those points do count. You understand? They need to get more points on the board as often, you understand, in order for them to actually survive the drop. So let's talk about the game that took place at the Molineux between Wolverhampton Wanderers as well as Burnley. From my own perspective, I think both teams were very lethargic. Both teams didn't really show any hunger. Both teams really didn't show much intention because it was basically a quiet game. The opening 35 minutes or so were very quiet. We really didn't see much from both teams. Yes, what we did see is Wolves did certainly look promising at certain points of the game, especially considering the first half. We saw with Semedo making a dazzling run on the right-hand side, bringing an across, only for Pablo Sarabia to hit that ball over the bar. But you would expect the Spanish striker to actually do much better than that one because from my own perspective, yes, he hit it with his left foot. Yes, his left foot is his strongest foot. But then you could see as the ball came to him, you would expect him to hit it with his right foot, use his right foot, because that opportunity, that cross was more suitable for his right foot. You understand? Yes, he decided to go outside of his boot, use the outside of his boot, his left boot, his strongest foot, and then that's when he blazed his effort all over the ball. And that for me did also sum up Wolves' evening so far in the first half. Because I sincerely believe that what could have happened is that even Sarabia, he was lively. He did have an opportunity. Obviously, it was to be saved by the Burnley goalkeeper. But then Wolves could have actually done more better. They should have shown more energy. Because it looks like Wolves is a team of lazy players. Most of the players are very lazy. There's so much lethargy. There's lack of enthusiasm. You can see this is a team that's like lacking in terms of confidence. Yes, they got all the 3 points, which sees them go into 12th position. They did win this game by 1-0. But to be honest, to be quite frank with you guys, it was just not really a good game of Premier League football. And once again, Hee Chan Hwang getting his 9th goal of the season. That's like basically his 8th Premier League goal of the season. And that's his 2nd Premier League goal in the past 3 games, right? Scoring the winning goal. After Burnley gave away possession within the middle of the park unnecessarily. And obviously they gave away possession in a dangerous area. Great pressure by Lamina. The Wolverhampton Wanderers midfielder, Lamina, former Juventus midfielder, putting pressure on the Burnley defense, actually setting up the goal, which was obviously a combination play of Sarabia as well as Matthias Cunha, setting up Hee Chan Hwang, and then Lee slotted the ball into the back of the net, finding his 8th league goal of the season. And what's the contrast between these two players that I'm talking about, Matthias Cunha as well as Lee, is that both of these players, right, they've all scored. They are Wolves' top goal scorer, right? This season, the both of them have got 13 goals between them. As for Matthias Cunha, the Brazilian, he has scored like 4 goals so far this season, and all 4 of those goals have come away from home. That's the contrast. All 4 of those goals have come away from home, including the one he did score against Fulham a fortnight ago in that 3-2 defeats. That was like a wonderful encounter, a wonderful game of Premier League football to watch. And as for Lee has got 9 goals across all competitions, and 8 of those goals have come in the Premier League, and all 8 of those goals have come at the Molineux Stadium at home. So that is the kind of weird contrast between both those players, right? In terms of like their goal scoring ability and their goal scoring form this season. And let's go on the side of Burnley. Yes, they did have a few opportunities. We saw with Jay Rodriguez forcing a save out of the Wolverhampton Wanderers goalkeeper. And then the rebound by Brownhill was also saved again. That was a double save for the Wolverhampton Wanderers goalkeeper. So basically in the first half, the end towards the first half, I guess like the final 7 minutes or so of the first half was becoming more intriguing, more interesting to watch, you understand? And that's when we actually started to see more action, more, hunger from both teams. But that was like the only phase of the game where you could literally say, yeah, now you're starting to watch a great game of Premier League football. Because the second half was very poor as well. Was just as poor as the first. Second half, there was really nothing much to talk about. There's really nothing much to drive home. Yes, it's a much needed 3 points for Wolverhampton Wanderers as it sees them go into 12th position. And then as for Burnley, they remain in 19th position. I think both teams were just not clinical enough. Both teams just lacked the enthusiasm. They were just very lethargic. Both teams just lacked that energy. They lacked that cutting edge. So, but I guess, yeah, in football, it's just a matter of, that one goal advantage. Just the goal can always make a difference. And it did make a difference for the home side at the Molineux Stadium. And congratulations to Wolverhampton Wanderers.